There was a time me and my father didn't talk. Crazy. I can't even imagine that now. Also, parents, if you're watching this and your kid's a fuck up, so it seems like they're a fuck up at their current state, they're not. Kids know a lot more than that meets the eye. I knew what I was doing too. And I was getting arrested or I was just doing stupid shit. I really knew what I was doing. You know? I did. And I figured it out. And look at me now. I remember I used to have teachers look at me and be like, Aryan, you have so much potential if you use it, if I use it. And there was also some teachers that were like, yeah, you're fucked up. Like, you're a fuck up. Spend your salary in a month. But for the teachers that did believe in me, I won't say where, but my avid teachers, if you're watching this, at both schools that I went to, my English teacher, my senior year, I genuinely wish I could repay you. I don't know how, but I do pray for her. She really believed in me. She would sit me down and be like, Arn, you're so smart. Don't do it. Don't do this shit. You know? And for the other avid teacher that wrote me up my court letter, thank you. I wish you and your beautiful kids, I wish your kids health, which is the highest gift in life is health. I genuinely wish they're always healthy in their lives and they prosper much further than me. I genuinely do wish that. I remember that same avid teacher at my old high school, freshman, sophomore year. She'll know if this gets to her. I'll never forget this. I'll say Miss H. Miss H and Miss K at my Mrs. H, I apologize, and Mrs. K at my new high school. But Mrs. H had a math class. I think it was a stats class. And she knew I didn't study. She knew it. Right? Like, and the girl that I sat next to, great girl, just got married not too long ago. I want to reach out. I genuinely do. I see it on Instagram. I wish her the best too. MK, if this ever gets to your hands, I wish you and your husband prosperity in your marriage. I still have that note that you gave me. I'm very sentimental with it. It's still in my wallet. I have it in a lockbox in the bank. It means that much to me. It was the last note that she gave me prior to me leaving high school, which was like that doesn't mean a lot to people, but it means a lot to me because I can buy arguably whatever I want right now. I really can. And obviously not whatever I want. Like I can't buy a jet, but I can go to Louis and drop 20K and I don't care. You get me? Well, that piece of paper, it's so folded. It's so, like it's barely hanging on, but I still have it. Miss H, let me get back on that topic. So it was a stats class. And Miss H knew I never studied. She knew it. So the girl that sat next to me, she was my friend, obviously, and I cheated, all right? I cheated the entire fucking test. And at the end of the day, right, like whatever, Miss H is grading him. She's like, all right, get your ass up here. I'm like, all right, what's up? What's going on? She's like, you studied for this test? Me, confident? Fuck yeah, I studied, you know what I mean? She hands me a blank test. She goes, go into the hallway. So my school was like class, hallway, class. So the hallway was in the middle. For the kids that like skipped or whatever, they had to retake the test, right? Teachers would just be like, all right, get the f out there, do your shit. And then obviously no phones, nothing, right? So she's like, all right, you did this test, right? All right, get your ass out there. Here's a blank one. Dog, me? I'm thinking to myself, holy fuck, like I cheated the entire fucking test. I didn't know shit. I barely knew the class. I think it was statistics. I don't even remember. I graduated with a 2.3, boss. I ain't fucking Einstein. You know what I mean? I was a retard. And she looked at me, she's like, all right, go do it. Bro, so I sit out there in the hallway. I'm like, bro, fuck, like, how am I gonna cheat? No one's coming through the fucking hallway. The other classes were taking tests and we finished ours, so she's grading them. I'm like, fuck. I'm sitting out there and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this, maybe for one time in my life, I should say, tell the truth, right? Because I'm very good at lying, but I believe in God now and I'm a changed dude, right? So I was like, you know what? For once in my life, let me tell the truth. Because I used to lie a lot in high school. So I go back to Miss H. I haven't filled anything on this test out. Not a single problem. I didn't know shit. I didn't know anything. So I go back to her and I'm smirking. Because she knows what she's doing. Miss H, she was a gangster too. Like, she had like 4 kids, you know what I mean? She's been around the block, you know what I mean? Even when I told her I got arrested, she's like, you're a fucking idiot, right? Like, what'd you do, whatever. She tried to help me out. Me and my buddy. So I walk back in, right? Here's my test. I walk back in. Miss H, you're Miss H. I walk back in. She looks at me up and down too. She did not f around. And I'm like, I cheated. And she snatches the test. She's like, I know, idiot. Oh my God, Miss H. If you're seeing this, I love you. I love you so much. I genuinely, for calling me out on my bullshit, for calling me out. I used to chew tobacco in high school. I don't recommend it. My gums got fucked. And she used to see me do it, and she used to not say anything. She's crazy. The way that she did stuff always amazed me. And I understand it now because obviously I'm a bit more mature. A bit. All right, nothing crazy. But I understand it now. But Miss H, if you're watching this, may God bless your pure heart. Genuinely, may God bless your heart. I don't know how I can repay these people. I don't know. But I will one day. There's a list of people that I have that were angels in my life. That believed in me when no one else did. And I guess kind of going back to the parent situation. If you're stuck right now and you feel like, my kid is, not doing the best, or, my kid's getting in trouble, maybe don't treat him like a kid. I don't know. I don't know your exact situation, and I don't want to meddle in your kid's affairs. That's not what I'm here for. Again, maybe your kid's not doing the best. Maybe your kid's a up like me, right? Maybe they are, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're a prodigy, which is great for you. I mean, you're blessed, and may God bless you and your kid and your family, right? But if your kid is fucked, treat him like an adult, right? Don't view them as an idiot that knows nothing about life. A kid knows a lot more than what meets the eye. I knew exactly what people were thinking. Maybe I'm goated, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I have that gift, but I feel like a lot of kids knew that too. I knew my parents hated going to those parent-teacher meetings. I knew that. I knew it, and I felt so ashamed, but I would put up a front, like, f*** you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to do it. That's actually why I did go to college, by the way. To say f*** you to everyone, realistically. It wasn't that hard, duh. And I started a business, so f*** you know what I mean? It was always that thing of, like, my parents had, like, friends, like, the kids were f***ing very smart and bullshit. Now they're asking me for jobs, A, and B, I'm making more than their husbands. Sorry, you know what I mean? Those were the same people that were talking shit on me too. Those are the same people. So I had a lot of rage growing up because of all those experiences. But parents, if your kid, is not meeting your standards, if your kid is, might be hanging out, if your kid is, probably hanging out with the bad kids or whatever the case is, right? Understand that kid, regardless of what age, like I remember I was thinking like an adult, bro. I was hanging out with kids like that were like my age now, and I was kicking it with them. I knew where I was at. It's not like anybody forced me to be there. I put myself in that position, and I knew what I was doing every time I knew it, which is why I had a lot of bad experience with that. So if your kid is f***ing up or doing some shit or just being reckless, like understand that it's almost like a weird way of like trying to get the parents' attention. And sit down. That was really beat. You just saw that, but whatever. Sit down and treat that kid like like your equal, right? Don't belittle your kid ever. Like my parents did that, and it hurt me, a lot. I'm getting deep with you right now, so fucking be cool. That shit used to piss me off. And I feel like my ego is like my defense mechanism now, right? And if I talked to you a few days ago about trying to get better every day and trying to improve yourself, right? You gotta put your ego down a little bit, because ego, it hurts you more than it helps you, and it's hurt me a lot. But I feel like I have that ego because of growing up. I had to be like, oh, I'm older, or oh, I make more money, or oh, I do this, so f*** you. You know what I'm saying? Because I always got put down when I was a kid. Besides those teachers and, a few select individuals who would just look at me and be like, Oren, you're so freaking smart, dude. Utilize it. I genuinely, that's why. You know what's crazy? I went to a better college than 99% of my kids in high school. It's not hard. It wasn't hard for me then either. I knew what I was doing. I purposely skipped class, or I purposely did stupid shit, or I purposely got suspended, or I knew what I was doing. But nobody saw that light in me. Nobody. So if you're a teacher watching this, or if you're a parent watching this, and you have a kid, or all of everyone else that is going to be future parents, hopefully, and I wish you all of you guys healthy kids. Think about that, man. Think about it. Don't put that kid down, because that kid tomorrow is going to turn out to be me. And you're gonna ask him for a job. Every single person that has been good to me, that's been my boy since high school, which is about 2 of them, they're up. I have put them on ridiculous game, and they're up. They're crazy up. And I have friends that are far more, thank God for them, and I wish them more blessings in their life. I have friends that I've been good to, And they are monumentally more successful than I am. Like light years more successful than I am. But they treat me as an equal and they don't view me as higher, or they don't view themselves as higher than me, because when I was above them, I didn't crush them. I did not crush those people. I helped them, to the best of my ability, and I could. That I could at that time. Could I help other people out now tremendously more? Yes, I could. And if I can, I will. So always remember that. Also remember, when you get it, don't bite the hand that fed you all those years, right? Again, go back, my dad's quote, just as fast, don't ever forget this, just as fast as God gave it to you, that God sitting right there. I don't care if you're Christian, I don't care if you're Jewish, I don't care if you're Muslim, Buddhist, you praise this pillar, I don't care. That God that lives up there, whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's an energy, karma, God, Jesus, Muhammad, David, I don't care. He gave it to you just as fast, that God, and he will take it from you just as fast, if not faster. If you're one of those people that change and switch up when you get money, right? If anything, now that I'm making more money, I'm goofier, and I try to help people laugh more, because it's not all out of selflessness. No, I get good energy that comes back to me. I act like a retard for you, and in hopes of you maybe learning something or benefiting from it in an emotional sense. So remember that. Remember that. I hope you guys do make it. I genuinely do. I genuinely hope every single one of you guys makes it. There is enough money in this world. There is enough money out there on these streets for all of you to have. You just have to have the proper experience and the proper knowledge to do so. I'm telling you, I didn't make bread for 3 years when I started my business. And now, you saw me the other day. I spent like 11,000. I made $7,000 in crypto. I'm up another like 2-3 racks today. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Bro, there was a time I thought there was a time when my shop hit $1,000 in a day, $1,000 in smalls. I took my friends out to Fogo de Chao. Today, if my shop hits anything under $1,000, I start panicking. I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy how fast your life can change. In these past 6 years that I've been in this business, I feel like flew by. I remember yesterday I was sitting in the shop like, holy fuck, I just moved out of my house. Think about me. Think about a baby Aryan. Okay, you've seen the pictures. I was sitting there in the shop. I was sitting on a dolly, mind you, because I didn't have money for chairs. I was sitting there, I was like, bro, holy fuck. I quit my job at Sunglass Hut. I enrolled for community college. After I fucked up on my previous community college. I had a 0.2 GPA. I think I had 1D. I don't even remember. It was so bad that I had to change community colleges. And I was sitting there, I was like, bro, fuck me. I have nothing. And I moved out of my house. I was sleeping on my fucking friend's couch, and I had nothing. I can never relive that day. I can't. And it's so far, I have come so far from that time. It's like, I can't even fucking believe it. So, the last thing I need to do now is act like I'm a fucking hotshot, or act like somebody that I'm not. Again, just as fast as that God gave it to me, that God will take it away just as fast. If I start, disrespecting, belittling people that are under me, just like all of those people that belittled me. I'm up now, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a higher floor. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let yourself be like that and be one of those, people that just crush people. Like, why? What do you gain from crushing a kid's fucking spirit? Why? So, that's a sensitive topic for me, and I'm being serious now, and I'm not even kidding. But that, I have so much rage in me because of those people. I would cry myself to sleep some nights because of those motherfuckers. They would look at me and be like, you're not shit. You'll never be shit. And I would just look at them. I wouldn't say anything. I couldn't. I had no power. I had none. You understand? And those same people now call me, asking me, can you get a job for my son? Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? I don't cuss them out, right? And I wish I could.
But I'm not that person anymore. You know what I'm saying? I sit there and I'm like, if I start belittling that person now, what makes me different than that person when I was less than them? Channel that energy, because there was a time I was going off the wrong path. Channel it into something right. If you're a kid watching this and you got shit on, you got a chip on your shoulders, so did I, kid. You know what I'm saying? So did I. But instead of running around and selling drugs and getting myself killed, like fucking half my friends out there that I've buried, okay, I channeled it into something right. I channeled it into a right physique or a right mentality or a right business or whatever. It doesn't have to be smog. Like, I'm not selling you guys smog. I'm giving you my life experiences. So I channeled it into something proper, something direct, something beneficial for me and my fucking bloodline one day, hopefully. Do I know it's gonna work out? No. Have I been doing pretty well for myself? I'd like to think so. By the grace of God and the fucking skin off my back, I've made something for me and mine, for me and the people that believed in me. If that's a lesson, here, today's lesson, you want me to fucking tell you? The person that you're crushing now, may God have mercy on you when they get powerful. Because not everyone is like me. I've met people that have done some fucked up stuff to the people that fucked them over when they were weak. So don't ever think, just because the guy's weak now, may God have mercy on you when he's fucking powerful. Because the last thing you want is to have a target on your back with a dude that's 100 times bigger than you one day. And it will happen. Because there are some people that sit and just think and think and think and think. And then that one day, I've seen it. I've seen some of my friends, like, they become so wealthy, so ridiculously wealthy, that they crush all of those people. Am I saying that's the right thing? No. The right thing is to move on and forgive that person. But it's hard. It's difficult. You get what I'm saying? So that's the lesson of the fucking day. Be nice to people. It costs you nothing, genuinely, to go one step extra for that dude, or that girl, or that person that's struggling. One fucking step is all I needed, and I didn't have it. Besides those people that Miss H and Miss K, out of a school of 70 teachers, 80 teachers, not a single one. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what? I apologize. Not fuck you. But look at me now. Look at what I turned out now to all those teachers that I told you. So if you're a teacher or a parent, believe. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, like the light that I'm staring at now. Because I didn't have that. And now I do. Fuck, I opened up a lot. Today was a big day for you. All right? Fuck. You know what? This is a little too uncomfortable. I love you, but just do it, man. Fuck. I don't know why people are so like... There's so much hate in this world for like absolutely no reason. Just because your life sucks and just because you're a lazy piece of shit and you don't want to make a fucking name for yourself doesn't mean everybody in life is the same way. You know? Step over, bro. If you want to be an average fucking dude, that's cool. Step the fuck over and let the winners just play, bro. You know what I mean? You're just taking up court space. You know what I'm saying? Go sit on the bench. Don't hate on them. Don't bring people down. For what? What do you gain? Your net worth goes up by hating on someone? Or with the slick little comments people give? Or hating on an Instagram video? What are you, stupid? What? For what? For what do you gain? Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm putting hate on this guy's video. I'm so cool. You're a fucking idiot, bro. Just move. Scoot over. You know what I mean? Big dogs are here, boss. There's bigger dudes than me that I gotta scoot over for. So what the fuck? Who are you? You're like a pea, dude. You're like a guppy. What? Fucking haters, dude. People's mindset is the only thing that holds them back. People's ego and their mindset is the only thing that holds you back. That's why I'm trying to destroy my ego. Because it has held me back more times than you'll ever remember. All right? I've been yapping too much. I'm about to talk to another student. But that's that. I hope you enjoyed that.